Hey guys, what's up? How you doing today? So my name is Fios and welcome you back to Fix Lab. So in this particular video, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually manage your development process using AI end to end. All right. So it's actually very evident now that AI is taking over everything. Not in the sense of kind of replacing us like everybody's acting afraid, but right now AI is speeding up how we work. If you go back through my channel, you see that most of the stuff that I've done here is actually manually building stuff from the scratch, but AI had totally changed the whole process, and that's why I'm bringing you a new version of video coming very soon. So if you are actually not subscribed already, this is the best time to actually subscribe to my channel. So without wasting much time, so what I'm going to be talking about is actually what you can see on the screen: how to 10x automate your product development, sales, and marketing using AI, Paper MCP, and code. Let's make a date to this and anything. So what I'm saying is that we're going to help you automate 10x your development process using AI, automate your process of sales and marketing using AI and Paper MCP and anything. So let's follow the arrow one by one. So right now, the building and developing is quite easier right now. It's AI have actually democratized how we build, so you can easily build stuff right now without wasting much time and energy. That means if you know your AI prompt very well, you could actually spin up a prompt and then you get out something without wasting much time, like you would do if you actually a solo developer building stuff before. So with the tools like Antigravity, Claude Code, Codex, and all other coding agents like AI, it's just too many of them right now that I can't keep track of them. But these are actually the popular ones that you can actually use to actually build out anything you want to build on the ID. If you want to go via web applications that actually help you to do this, there's also like Base 44. There's also like V0 and just many of them that you can't actually name. All right. So without wasting time, this is the flow if you're trying to do something using AI right now in the AI coding space. So first of all, you build out your stuff in Antigravity, Codex, or Claude Code. All right. And when you're done, that means you've done building your product, and the next step is actually infrastructure and security. And this part is very critical because if you don't do this part well, you might risk getting your stuff hacked or maybe introducing some kind of vulnerability. And this actually happens more with people with less background or less technical backgrounds, because you might believe that just it's enough to just build, and that is not always the case, because building is one thing. I think building is just like 40% of the job, and 60% is the remaining part, which involve ensuring that things are working well and is secured, and then selling things. And that's why this video is going to be very kind of encompassing, because I'm going to be talking about how to do all of these things end to end with AI leverage, of course, and that's what this video is about. So infrastructure is just part of the flow, and I'm not going to talk about infrastructure in this video. I'm going to probably make another video on how to secure your infrastructure, especially if you're not using any of the cloud services, like you don't have the fund to probably be on AWS or Google Cloud, any of the infrastructure companies. Maybe you have you want to host something on bare metal platform like VPSs, and you can purchase one probably in Hostinger or DigitalOcean or any of those providers, and you need to set up your security intact so that you want to avoid attacks, especially if your product start getting traction and you don't want to be a victim of all of this. This is where the infrastructure and security comes in. But I'm going to skip that and go to sales. Sales and marketing is the key thing that's actually important in this very part, and I'm going to be using AI to kind of cut down what you've probably have done if you're doing this by yourself, imminently, or hiring humans to actually do this. So we're going to be using AI agent to actually craft everything we're going to be doing. AI is going to actually handle designing of our sales material and marketing processes, and I'm going to use the next process here, which is the automation, to actually take whatever that we've done in the design part and then feed it out to either Facebook. For instance, in this demo, I'm going to be using Facebook. I'm going to show you a live product that we're building, and if you're watching this video and you're in Nigeria, this might be an opportunity for you to actually try the product. We're currently in closed testing mode, so if you want to test, that will also make sense, so that we can actually see how the product works, give us feedback, and then pending when we go public beta. All right. Oh, the process is always build, secure, try to open it up to marketing, to sales, and so that you can get people use the application. You can automate the process of sales and marketing, which is where why we have this automation using anything, make, code agent, and then when you close deal, users use your product, and then you tend to get feedbacks and everything, and then you can go ahead and close deals, and then improve, expand the product, and also normally improving and expanding comes with you going back to either any of your coding agents and stuff to actually do the improvement and then ship back again and ensure that you're also secure as you're doing all of those things. So the tools that we're going to be using in this process is going to be an MCP server, N8N as the automation tool, and I'm going to be using Paper MCP for my designs. So I'm going to be using Paper, and maybe most of you don't probably know what Paper is about. It's a design tool that is more centered on around AI. It's almost like a Figma design tool, but this one is kind of tied to AI. So we're going to be using Paper to do our design. And before we go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what Paper is about. So if you come here, you can see there's a platform called Paper, and I'm going to go back here. So design incredible connected canvases for team shipping with agents. So literally everything we're going to be doing here is AI is powering this. So it's like Figma, but this time around AI is actually in every job for you. So, for you to be able to test this video out, you have to have this guy download. So you go to paper.design, and then you download the paper, and then you should be able to go to the MCP part, which is where I'm trying to point you to now. So Paper MCP, and then you connect it to your favorite agent. So I'm going to be using Antigravity on this video, but you can use it in any of the tools that you use. Probably if you're using Claude Code or Cursor or any of those coding agents, you can always use them. So what I did, we have used this guy before. I used it with Claude Code, but I'm going to be using Antigravity in this video just to see how it works with Antigravity. And that said, the next thing is that the designs that we're going to make out of these, I'm going to export it to a Google Drive. This is one of the example of the designs I made using the Paper MCP and Claude Code, and you can see how nice this is. I'm going to be using N8N to do the automation. So without wasting much time, I'm going to go ahead now, go into my platform, which is Antigravity, and I have this guy ready for me to actually start. So like I said, first of all, you build, and then the next thing you do is that you want to actually sell the product that you've built. And without wasting much time, let me show you the product that we're designing for. So I'm going to go to tax training. So this platform is for helping Nigerians actually optimize their tax and also connect them to tax professionals, to actually file their tax and do every other thing that accountant will actually help you to do. So if you're an accountant watching this and you want to make more money, this is an opportunity for you to also join tax training. So I'm going to go to the dev. We've not opened this guy. So I'm going to go dev. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up. So this is the product that we're actually building, and it's almost, the product is done. So we are currently in closed beta. So this is closed beta, and we are getting in accountants to join the platform, and also clients also join to test out the platform. Like I said, AI can help you speed up your build process. My team, we're not a very large team, but with the help of AI, we're able to speed up our development and everything, and also do all the stuff that I mentioned earlier in this process. So this is the product that we're going to be marketing. AI is going to help me to build the marketing materials and also automate doing the marketing itself by going to posting to Facebook, writing all the necessary thing, and also posting them to Facebook. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'm first of all going to come up with designs, or the flyer design that I need to use to market this product. And once that is done, AI is going to write something very catchy and that is fit for the marketing and sale. Right? It's going to generate these images after it's done designing it. It's going to write a post that matches it, and then you're going to post it to social media. For this demo, I'm going to be using Facebook. So right now, you've already seen the platform. Like I said, if you're an accountant and you're from Nigeria, or you have an accountant family friend or friend, you can always tell them to join Tax Genie. Or currently in closed testing, and we will be going open beta this month, time of this recording of this video. So without wasting much time, I'm going to go ahead and open my Antigravity, and I'm going to give some sort of instruction for the AI to actually do the remaining part of it. So I'm going to give you some materials like a design template that you're going to look at, and when you look at those images, use that to actually design a promotional design for my product that I'm trying to open up to people to start using. So it's called Tax Genie. Tax Genie is an accountant network platform that helps accountants to make more money and also help clients that need accountant jobs to be done for them, and also help them to file tax, especially if you're in Nigeria. Basically, this product is specifically for Nigerians, so Nigerians can file tax irrespective of where they are in Nigeria, and they can get an accountant that can actually help them file the tax, perform any other type of accounting services that accountant offers, like auditing and all of that. So the images I'm going to be uploading is not for you to copy the structure verbatim. Don't copy, just copy the design style, but don't copy the wordings in that very image. Just use that as inspiration to build something using the Paper MCP. First of all, check that you are connected to the Paper MCP, and then use that to actually complete the design. The design has to be, it has to have a hook. So any accountant or client looking at it must be able to take action. So I'm also going to give you a sample design that we already have, that you have to make it more better. This specific instruction is for it to actually know exactly what to do, so it doesn't kind of jump around and try to use its own discretion. So I know you probably start coming up with a logo and all of that. I don't have time for that. I just want him to execute. In the previous design that I did, like I showed you you would see that I have the logo here is actually what was used in this particular image. So if you can see, is the logo here, and it's specific on the type of thing that it's designing. So I'm probably just going to open one of these images and show it to it so they can actually best make use of that guy. I'm going to say the second image is an old design for color and theme reference. So I'm going to take this guy down so that he has he's going to go ahead now and do this particular design, and make sure that your paper has to be on. Before you should be able to do this, make sure that your paper is running, the Paper MCP, only if the paper application is running. So you have to make sure that the paper platform is actually running. It should be able to, that is actually what makes the connection to work. If you look at this, you can actually see that I've done a lot of work with this guy, and I'm going to just open up a new file here. So for dealing with MCP servers, it's not as friendly as it is when you're doing it from Claude. And most of the time, if you have that stuff installed in Claude, they have different way of configuring things. So MCP servers in Claude will not probably automatically mean that you'll be able to access it in Antigravity. So I've done most of these designs in Claude Code, but this is the first time I'm doing it in Antigravity, just to show you that. But you can still do the same thing. The only thing is that you need to connect this MCP server. Let me show you again. You need to connect the MCP servers exactly the way the different platforms support it. So if you look, for instance, now how to connect it to Cursor, you go to your Cursor settings, MCP, and input this URL, the port, the server is running on this port, and then /MCP. All right. So depending on the tool you are using, for Claude Desktop, you open the Claude config, and then you add this particular stuff there. For Claude Code, you could, tell it to use this guy, Claude MCP, add this guy, scope user, and then it's going to be able to add it. So depending on the platform you're using, so this is the first time you're using it on Antigravity, but I can assure you that this guy works. It's asking me this method not allowed, blah blah blah. So another thing I found is that probably the scope, I think most of the time when you install stuff, the install location might also become another thing. So if you install, so it's suggesting I should restart this guy. This is just what you get sometimes. So I'm going to restart Antigravity. Yeah, confirm we're actually up right now. So I told it to give me 10 variations, and variant 1, tax variant 1. I'm going to expand this guy so you can see this is the agent working. Like I mentioned, the idea of this is to give you end-to-end flow of how you're building something, and then you're selling it, and then you're improving on security. The security part of the video is going to be very interesting. I'm going to be walking you through how to actually probably where you could buy the server you want to actually host your platform, your product on, and also how to set it up, and how to actually privately lock down the server so that external people cannot actually attack your server, and all the good stuff that you need to do to be able to make sure that your application runs securely and serves only the customers and not the attacker. So that'll be another video altogether, but you can see how it's been able to come up with the first design, and this design is already ready. So the only thing I need to do next is to export these designs as images, and once it's exported, so I can see that it's kind of repeating the same thing, and that's wrong. I'm going to go back to the one. So I can see that you're making a mistake. The design is just the same exact design, same design. I need you to be creative. The wordings has to be different. You're actually trying to sell this product to people. Tax Genie, like I mentioned, is for clients and accountants. So your goal is to create different designs that suit different scenarios. Some of them will be targeting clients, some of them will be targeting accountants. And for a client could be looking for auditor, an accountant that is an auditor, an accountant can actually help them file tax. So you need to put all these things into consideration. The variation, like I said, means that it has to be different design, not just one single design 10 times, which is what you just did. The sample I gave you is I love the design style. So the bold text and all of those things is just, you need to incorporate that using the color of Tax Genie. Please redesign it, make it look like this design I attached, but 10 different things, not just one single design that is copied into 10 places like you have. So it says, here is a summary of the 10 variations. Clients who file tax anywhere in Nigeria. The accountant will grow your practice more, seamless filing, never miss a deadline again, premium, network, digital agility, votes. So let's look at what he just did here and see if, but ultimately you can see that the AI agent can actually do design. So the only thing that we're missing now is, okay, I think it's probably different. File your tax, grow your practice, never miss a deadline, join elite account, and all of that. So I see that it's adding /n there, which is like a new line break. We need to handle that. That will be the correction I probably need to do there now. I'm gonna add that. Also, I see that you're using \n like a new line break which is also appearing in the design. I don't need that to actually appear on the design. Also, I can see that you're retaining the same pattern of arrangement of bar, which makes it look like the same design that is just changing text. Can we improve on overall design? You can borrow idea from the one I just attached. So let's give it time. Ultimately, like I'm saying, the idea is to be able to build fast and also create your sales information faster as well, and use those information to actually use them to automate the whole process end to end, so that you can quickly go to market and test how users are actually reacting on the product. And that's just what this guy is about. And to cut down on this, so it's going to delete the nodes and make improvement. So you can see that it's actually deleted all this whole stuff and it's going to make that improvement. I'm going to speed up this part, and once it's done, we're going to go to the next stage. The next stage is for us to export the images. Once we export the images, we're going to move it to the Google Drive. So Google Drive, I'm going to be interacting with the Google Drive letter in anything, so that we can actually use our AI agent to pick one of those images that we've designed and write a blog post or a Facebook or social media post about each of them. And then we can actually use our AI agent to also automate posting it on a daily basis or monthly basis, depending on how you want it. You could do it twice a day, twice a week, or daily, and then everything is just hand-free. Once this whole process is done and you've created all these materials, all you need just to automate the process, and then everything just works on it. So this is much better. This is very much better. You can see higher trusted auditor, auditing expert, secure finances, get that trust to. This is super nice. Getting this thing done by yourself. If you're not an expert designer or you're just a developer, right? So you can see how this guy speeds up design process. It's done 3, and I wanted him to do like 10, but you can just see the overall idea. Something very much bold. Sometimes you have to, so it's asking me if this particular 3 captures the design distinction, and that is perfectly okay with me. Yes, this is perfectly okay with me. Let's go with this. So it's going to make the remaining 7 variants. Then I'm going to now start exporting them to tired of paperwork, file tax right now, seamless documentation, verify CPAs across the nation, 100% compliant. You can see how creative it is. It's getting to the class 7 right now. So you can see, not minding my rambling around, within a space of like few minutes, we've been able to come up with ideation and designs that we are ready to go to market with. And I'm yet to actually blow your mind. In the next phase that we're getting into is where you're going to see the goodness of all that AI can actually do. So let's just speed up this part. Once we're done, we get to export these guys. So I'm going to just start exporting these guys also right now. Just remember that AI is actually coming up with this concept, right? I'm just going to pick some of the things that I feel like it's Nigeria's #1 accounting network. This one is very super awesome. Eliminate one tax preps, scale with confidence. So let me check back with the guy. He's going to say, yeah, I'm done. This is awesome. So we're actually done with this guy. I'm going to go ahead and pick items now. I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to move it to I'm going to explain what's going on here. You see, I'm uploading this guy into this Google Drive, and what is going to happen next is that my AI agent, which is the next thing I'm going to be showing you, is going to be picking images here randomly, and is going to make a post about each of them. All right. And how is this going to happen? So the AI has the capacity of describing an image, understanding what an image is about, and using them to actually do something. Without wasting much time, basically, let me go to the AI agent. So here I have my workflow. And if this is your first time of seeing this is platform is called N. And let me go to N8N, quickn.io, I guess. All right, so N8N is an automation platform, AI agents and workflows you can see and control. So what N8N helps you to do is that it helps you to automate processes, workflow using AI as the brain. There's just a lot that this guy can do. And before agentic application started just bumping the market, this guy was just one of the most amazing. And it still is, because it still enables you to do all of these guys hand-free. Even though right now, if you have some kind of more programming background, you can also build agentic tools yourself. You can see here that this guy is an agent, an AI agent that has tools like it uses PostgreSDB as the memory. It can use Microsoft Extra ID. It can talk to Jira. It uses Anthropic model to do stuff. So when people fill this form, this guy does a lot of things and take action. And eventually, if he's a manager, it updates profile or it has the channel. So there's just too much that this guy can do. And the best way to actually show you this and give you inspiration to want to test out the platform is by showing you this guy that I mentioned now, which is we've been able to build a product like I showed you. This is a product, and this is a real product now that is in the market. All right, so these are closed beta, and this closed beta we are testing already with accountants, and it's kind of ready for use basically. All right, so we're testing with accountants already and some clients. So, and after building, the next thing is selling, which is also kind of the hardest part. You need to get a real client to use your product. So it's not just enough building. And that's where we're also trying to leverage on AI. If you check back on my channel, before advent of AI in mainstream like this, I've been writing code manually, building mobile applications and all of those things. But with AI, it's easy for you to kind of ship faster and also improve in what you're building. And that's why we're using AI to actually kind of automate the workflows. Like I mentioned, we build a product. We're skipping the security part because I'm going to show you that here on this video. But we're getting into the automation part. We're going to the automation plus this sales and marketing is what we're trying to do using this anything. There's other tools that you can actually use like Make or writing your code yourself. Let's go to that automation part now by going to my account, and I've created some agent. And what this agent is doing is going to do two things. One is going to go to my Google Drive, the Google Drive I just posted this image on, and it's going to go there and it's going to pick one image randomly. First of all, it's going to read all the images. And once you read all the images, it's going to pick one randomly and it's going to take a look at the image and see what is in the content. And this my agent is going to write a post about that image, and it's going to merge the image and the post, and it's going to post it to Facebook or LinkedIn. I just disabled LinkedIn because I just want Facebook for test. So everything you're seeing here is called node in anything. So a node is actually like an action point that does a specific thing. So, and every node takes input and output and kind of logic. So this particular trigger is called, and if you check, this guy is actually active. That means he's posting for me on daily basis. If I go to executions, you can see that it posted on April 8th, 9th, and on 7th. All right, so let me go back to editor. So it's not like I'm telling you a joke now. This guy is already working. Oh, this schedule trigger is what we call in programming like a cron job. A cron job is a job that runs at interval at a specific time frame. So I told this guy run every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and every Thursday by 8 a.m. It means that on its own, on those dates, on those time, it's going to execute and do all of this sequencing, and it's going to wait for the next day. I have a workflow configuration where I set some kind of information and parameters that I want this guy to use to work. And it's just about the platform, company names, tax genie, the domain, what it does, everything about it, and then the Facebook page ID that I'm posting to. I just needed those things for configuration purpose. Now I'm going to use a tool called Google Drive tool, which is a tool that enables you to actually talk to any of your Google Drives. So you are, first of all, for you to use it, you need a credential, and a credential is just like authenticating with Google and logging with their Google account that you want to that has that particular information that you want to look for. And the resource we are looking for here is actually called files and folder. The operation is going to be search, and then the method is advanced search. And the MIME type is like how you recognize different files. Like an image has a MIME type, a file like PDF have a MIME type. So you need to be able to express what it is. Inside that folder, I've told it this is the tax genie post images. Like I showed you earlier on this place, this is the folder name. I've told it this is the folder that you need to look out for to get all the information. So the idea is return every information in this particular folder. That's what this guy does. So after that guy is done, the next node is a JavaScript node. This JavaScript node is just like a simple JavaScript code that does one thing. First of all, it goes take all those images that were returned. Remember, those images are actually URLs. They're not actually real images at this point. So it takes the list of URLs, which is list of images pointing to the Google Drive image, and then it's going to create a list, like a bucket that is called used images. So each time we use an image, we're going to pop it into the used images and say, okay, we've used this one. The idea is that so that we don't kind of use it the next time, at least for the first next sequence of posts, we wouldn't want to use that same one again. So let all available images equals to this guy that filter not use images include that. So we want to take images that doesn't include the filter, the used one. It's going to return it. Let me just forget about the random images, because if you want to get this, the workflow, you can actually reach out on my private channel, and then you can actually have access to this. Or also check out the link in the description. You're going to find how to and pick one for me. And when you pick that one, we're going to download that guy, because remember, what we're actually dealing with is a list of image URLs, which is a link to the Google Drive where the image is. So when we've picked one now, we need to now do a download. So the download is going to happen, and it's going to return me a file, a data type, like a byte. So once that guy is downloaded, I'm going to pass it to this tool called Analyze Images. It's an OpenAI node that uses GPT, uses a model that understands image to actually tell me what this image about. So here, the credential is my OpenAI account, which is an API key that I've already set up. So meaning that for you to be able to use this guy, you also need to have some kind of AI credits in some of those platform accounts. The resource is image. The operation is analyze image. And I'm using a model called GPT-4o. And then this is the instruction here. Describe this image in detail. Focus on the visual elements, color, mood, and any text or branding visit. Explain how this image could be used in marketing context for tax optimization platform and accounting platform. So this is what instruction is going to use to describe that. And when it's done describing that image, that means what it's doing is that it's going to go here, pick one of these images, describe it. It's going to come back to the agent and pass it back to this agent. You can see after we've done, when it's done describing, we pass this image that was downloaded into the AI agent, the AI image analyzer, and when it's done analyzing, it's going to pass it back to the main agent. This is the content generation agent, and this one is going to now take the downloaded image, keep it ready for us to use when we're going to post it eventually. So now this is the meat. This is the main powerhouse of what we're talking about. So this guy, and every AI agent has two things that uses to work. First of all, it needs a system image, a system message, and then user message. The user message is like the prompt that you say, help me create a post for a marketing event or marketing seminar. That's a prompt. But for that agent to be able to create that marketing post, for instance, it needs to know the kind of marketing post. Should it be friendly? Should it be viral based? Should it be, it has to be kind of philosophy around how that guy works. All right. So for instance, if you see two people that use social media, the kind of post that they write is not the same. So you could actually mimic a particular type of creator. For instance, if I say this guy should write a post like maybe the Diary of CEO Stephen Bartlett does, right? You could actually mimic whatever with the history of Steve's post. He knows like the way he structures whatever what he wants to use, and then he can write based on that. So that's how that guy works. So I'm going to first of all show you the system prompt. So the system prompt is the main thing that the philosophy of how the guy works and writes everything is going to be writing about. So you're an expert copywriter and sales agent strategist specializing in B2B SaaS marketing for fintech professional services. Your task is to create compelling, conversion-focused social media posts that are complete and ready to post. Important, generate a single cohesive post where all call to action, hashtags are naturally integrated into the post. Content is that the post should flow naturally with hooks and everything. So you could actually read this letter when you get access to that. But that's the meat, the system. So this guy uses that system. Each time he writes a new post, he has to follow that guideline. This is the prompt. So I'm giving you the company, the website, the description, the target audience, the features, the image analysis, and then create a post, a social media post that incorporates insight from the image analysis above. That's for each time this guy is triggered, he's going to use that instruction. And once that is done, he's going to post. All right. So I'm going to show you my the Facebook page where this guy is going. So try TaxGenie. So this is the Facebook page for TaxGenie. You can see, so this was posted on April 9th. You can see that this guy, he wrote some content here. FI audit knocking, be ready with TaxGenie, your ultimate shield against unexpected tax audit in Nigeria complex tax landscape, staying prepared is not just smart, it's essential. This is what this guy is doing. So I'm going to hit publish now again, so you can see among all the images that we have here, I'm just hoping that it doesn't pick some of these old ones, but let me do something here. I'm going to move it to make a new folder, old, and I'm going to move these guys to the old. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to leave it this way. So random. So let's quickly hit this guy. I'm going to say execute. Before it actually does the post, I'm going to check the image that it downloaded. You see it's picked this one. So that's why I'm going to stop the post. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to run it once more. I want to see if it picks the new images. Right. So this is the image that it picked, so, which is one of the new images that we just designed right now. Let's check out Facebook and see that if you have a new post. So manual tax. So you can see eliminate manual tax preps. Manual tax preparation is slowing your business down. Imagine eliminating tedious paperwork and human errors in a single solution tailored for Nigerian market. Tazin is here to transform your tax process with AI-powered precision and expert accountant network, designed specifically for speed, accuracy, and compliance. Agentic knowledge-based analyze over 250 pages of Nigerian tax law to provide clear, actionable insight. Perfect. Switch to AI-powered networks built for speed and absolute accuracy. So you can see how we've been able to speed building to designing to posting all on the go. And like I mentioned, this guy runs every day at that particular time frame. So guys, if you're still watching up to this point, it means that you love what you're seeing. And if you want me to make a video tutorial specifically for this particular workflow and see how I'll connect all of these things individually. If you also want to get this, you can also check in the video description. You're going to find a link that gives you access to this complete workflow. Remember, you need to also have some AI credits to be able to manipulate some of the things that we have here. And if you want to join my network, join the link in the description. There's a Telegram group where I post some of all these things as well. So without wasting much time, we've been able to build, which you've actually taken care of. So you've already built or you're ready to build. And this infrastructure part we talked about, we're going to handle in a different video. And then what we focused on is being able to sell, being able to create materials for selling and automating the posting. That eventually we can look out for closing deals with the client and improve on the product based on feedback and everything using the same guy. So guys, this is how you can actually use anything, Antigravity or Claude Code to actually automate your whole process of building products and also selling them without breaking the bank. So if this one cuts it for you, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe. A lot of people that watch most of my videos have not subscribed, and it kind of demotivate, because it makes sense to know that people like what you're doing, and then you can put in all of the work to ensure that you keep creating things that people love. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share, and I will make another one soon, and it's going to be on how to build with AI. See you guys.